Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to review a gameplay of combination of me practicing Kovacs. This game was early in the morning after I spent like at least 10 minutes of Kovacs to warm up and maybe like one game of deathmatch or in the practice mode. And then I took this game. And the reason I actually wanted to review this game was because there was a few parts of this game where I either applied the game sense I got from watching my previous videos, and then the game sense of not game sense but the accuracy I'm getting from Kovacs and the confidence in how I should play. Now I noticed by watching a little bit of this gameplay that I keep majority of what I'm learning, but I seem to at some point kind of forget it as the game progresses. But like early on in the game I seem to have a good understanding of what I should be doing, so I'm hoping that this stuff becomes more normal and I stop overextending where I don't have to. But let's go into the parts for the most part that I felt the most confident and that where I applied the most decision making. With that being said, I'm going to move this a little forward and put us in the spots of what parts I basically did those things. Okay, so here I think I checked the tab to see what enemies they have, and I noticed that they have a widow. So the one thing I decided, and I've learned over playing in some higher SR games as of like late and before this one, is that when I try to play widow and try to get better at it, if I'm theoretically doing good, what the enemy team tends to do is just line out of sight, meaning they don't fight me as a widow. They don't try to contest me as a widow, especially if I'm actually hitting my shot. Especially if they don't have their own widow, what they'll do is they'll just fight line out of sight. So I decided to apply that to this game, plus all my other games where I shouldn't be overextending, and I should not be trying to 1v1 the Widow, because it'll take me at least 3 to 4 shots to kill Widow, or it'll only take the Widow 1 good shot to kill me. So what I decided to do is to go from the side, and right here, if you notice, I run into the soldier. Trying to flank actually on us. So we're both thinking the same thing. The Widow's got the covered. He's thinking he should flank from the sides and punish us. I'm thinking the exact same thing. So this is where we meet. Now, this is why I'm happy I started to do Kovacs, because before I would struggle against these. But now that I've been playing more, I feel more confident in what I should be doing. So in the first side I see him, I miss. And then in the second one, I'll show you. I hit him right there, missed my third, and I hit my fourth. So if you notice, it seems after I did Kovacs, it seems like what my body's doing is readjusting. It's naturally refixing its adjustment after I missed the first shot and it hits him. Then he moves and my body messes up and misses the third shot, and then it readjusts itself and hits him for the fourth time. And I noticed I went for a body shot rather than a headshot because naturally I dinged him on the first time. So my brain's like, we don't have to put as much pressure on the head anymore. A simple click is all we need. Anywhere is fine.
Thought I saw a ghost.
So there we go. So that's one of the things I'm glad I'm learning, because before right there I would probably semi-panic, and what I would do is I would roll forward and try to right click them, and then that would put me in a position to where I have no idea what's out here and I would be dying. But now I'm able to look to the side more easily, and I think at first glance I try to take the Mercy, and then I realized the Widow is starting to look at me, and I realized that if I try to shoot the Mercy, I'm gonna get popped by the Widow. So I decided to put pressure on the Widow instead. Right there I missed the shot, he hits me, and I decide to put whatever else I practice and go back. Okay, I'm at a disadvantage. I get shot. I didn't hit my priority shots, but instead of panicking, I just go back to get heals. So I get heals right here. Now, instead of having my ego get the best of me and be like, oh, I need to show this Widow 1v1, I decided that it's better if I just do damage to whoever I can and not try to feel like it should be like I should be trying to dominate the Widow to show that I'm a better DPS. As you can tell, this is a replay, but as you can tell, the Widow's actually looking for me to pop out again. She's waiting to see if I'm going to come out. So now she's wasting time. Instead of fighting the enemy in the front, she's wasting time looking for me. And I already killed their soldiers, so that's theoretically that's 2 DPS not doing any damage. So right here, right here, again, I see the Mercy. The Mercy escapes me, and I start to focus the Ana because she's a lot easier target for me. So old Dual Force, back when I couldn't get out of gold or plat DPS, and I only got out of there because I used to tank and heals. I would do again. I'm so used to it that I had to watch a lot of my replays. I would roll in and fan the hammer right here, which would put me in the position where everybody else could take a shot at me. But instead, there we go. I take a body shot, a stun, and I calculate the head. Bam. At a mid-range or even really close range like that, that is something that Kovaaks and other aim trainers have helped me get better confidence at. Now look at that. Now I don't have to dive out there. Now I could have killed and looked out more, but then I would have put in my position where the Widow could have picked me off. Instead of doing that, I decided to come to the sites where I would be taking the least amount of damage and be providing the most effective way of damage and pressure. So here I come back for heals. I get hit unfortunately by that, but I do try to apply pressure to the tank. Now the tank has to deal with weird angles. And as you could tell, he's really trying to back up. And I decided to go back to my side positions. Now I see that the Ana got rest. So right here I take a shot. They're all being pushed back. And again, I could be pushing more forward, but right here I tell myself I don't need to bother. I'm not gonna be able to kill the Zarya. And if I try to force it or try to go for a kill, I'm gonna get punished for it. So instead, I decided to just let it go and get back into a position where I'm being most effective as a DPSer. I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit. And this video is not that long. I'm just showing you my process in one of these particular. I'm not gonna go through the whole game. So right here, I see what used to be the soldier, and my best part here about this angle is he's looking at my team, which means I need to punish him because I've been able to get the better position. And I hit him one time with the body, and then he's still not looking at me. Bam. Another one, not looking at me, but I decide to reload. I see the Hanzo coming down, and there we go. I see the Widow, and the Widow's a lot closer. Now, unfortunately, I still mess up my shots here. I need to work on it, and this is the problem. I started to feel pressure again because, yeah, I killed the McCree, but there's like all these easy targets, and I'm not getting any, and I think I started to feel the pressure. So again, I still need to work on more on Kovaak. It is helping me in my confidence, but as you can tell, I'm not gonna lie to you, at some rounds, it seems like my confidence still wavers. So I still need to work on it. And there we go, the head click. When they jump, it seems like a lot easier for me to head click. Once they like pick an angle where they're gonna move the slowest, I don't seem to have a problem with slow movement targets, or targets already are forcefully moving in one direction where they can't help anymore. And I remember before when I was gold, even stationary, I would struggle so bad. It was embarrassing. So he jumped, and as you can tell, I'm still jumping, which is something I still need to work on.
Draw.
So let's move this a little forward to one of my. I'm gonna move this forward to the position where I feel the most huzzah about. So here's the part. I hear a Widow on this part of the map. Now I notice the Widow's trying to get in a better position, and to me, I'm thinking I need to make sure this Widow doesn't do any damage. So as you can tell, I can hear her through the sound and the zip. So I'm waiting for her to peek out. So we touched the point, and as I turn around, I see her poking out. So right here, I hit her on the leg. I missed a body shot. And my thoughts here is like, okay, here I can easily roll in, flashbang, fan the hammer. So this is a part that I feel more huzzah about, because I have full intentions right here to just throw the stun, then flash the hammer. But I think from all the practicing of Kovaak's up to this point, I did this. Look, I position myself in her head, and I still jump, but I position myself in her head, And I did the click and then I threw the flashbang. Now, the reason why this is so amazing to me is because I didn't have the intention to throw the headshot. I had full intentions to flashbang and then proceed to maybe fan the hammer. But with all the practicing of Kovaaks, when my body or eyes or whatever saw that my pointer had already landed on her head, it took the shot for me. And I mean that. Like, it blew my mind how it took the shot and then I threw flash the hammer, because my brain, me personally, in my scenario head, did not imagine that was going to happen. So when I took the headshot and I threw the flash, I was just like, huh? What? Wait, did I get the kill? And it took me a while to realize that my practice instantly made it that I hit some level of instinct where it did it for me naturally without me putting much thought. And it feels like at the higher elos, this is what pro players do. They practice so much, play so much, that a lot of these shots come fluently because their brain has memorized it so well. Kind of like when you're driving a car, you drive a car every day, right? Sometimes you don't even think about the turns you make or how you have to lower your speed. You have like a natural instinct feel to slow down, make a turn, pick up your speed. So like these things become natural that you don't have to put too much. It becomes like second nature. And this is, I'm highlighting this part the most because this was like the most huzzah moment I had throughout the whole game, where I was like, oh, I guess I clicked her head without realizing that I even pressed the clicker. Like, I didn't even realize I shot the bullet. That's how insane that was for me.
Oh, excuse me.
And then this is pretty much the end of the video, but then I'm gonna highlight the Zarya too. Now right here I reload, she's in her bubble, I'm checking around to see how everybody's doing. And right there, that one I decided to go all the way in because I knew I could probably most likely kill her before she escapes my line of sight. Now, I decided not to poke ahead and decided to help push because, again, I'm trying to learn better habits and not getting super aggressive. Because if I poked out there and I didn't know what was up ahead and my tanks were all behind, if I died, I would not be benefiting my team. What's the point of having a dead DPS, especially when you have such a big advantage? There's no point. Now, maybe granted, at the time I could have died and my team still could have pushed, but I decided to waste my resources on helping push the cart and have my team, who's doing really good, up ahead. So that's it for the majority of this video. There's probably more stuff I could show you, but I just wanted to just make a video on how Kovaaks is literally helping me, and how practicing on these things might not help your game sense and might not help your ability use, but if you're a DPS who wants to be a better DPS and you're lower than my level, then maybe those things will help you in that. You know, Overwatch is a game where you need to kind of work on multiple things, from using your abilities, map awareness, alt awareness, team positioning, and your own particular aim. You might have great aim and then have be horrendous and everything else, and it might be holding you back, because if you have good aim but you constantly die, what's the point of having you on the team? And that's one thing I've learned, even though, and that's why I think a lot of the pro players say it too, they'd rather have someone that stays alive and deals damage and helps out with alt utility than to have someone with great aim constantly die, because then they provide no real benefit, especially if they don't get picks, or because they're too busy trying to get the picks by getting punished by poor positioning. So thank you for watching the vid. If you have anything you guys want to comment, or anything you guys noticed I should work on, or anything else besides that I didn't point out, I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions on the Kovaaks Aim Hero, feel free to comment me or follow me at mixture.com/dualforce, because I did use Aim Hero for the most part, and I'm barely starting Kovaaks. Like, I think I've only had Kovaaks, but I barely bought it. This would me recording this video, it's probably been like a week and a half. And then this video was like 3 or 4 days ago, where I had Kovaaks for barely 3 to 4 days. So with that being said, have a good day. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I'll be seeing you guys soon.